Hi everyone, today we're going through the mirror and patterns tools. So we're going to start a new document and we're going to create a new component. I'm going to hit OK, so that we just have this as a separate piece. And then we are going to start creating a sketch on our right plane. So this one over here. All right, this one is in millimeters. I'm going to use my line tool up in the upper left to create a quick L shape. And then we're going to go in and dimension it in a moment. Okay, so we made this L shape. I'm going to hit escape to get it off my cursor. Then I'm going to come up and dimension. All right, and we're going to use our dimensions right here. So this is going to be 70 vertically, 20, 80, 30. May have to come back to that. But for dimension, we're going to have this one is 70. We click, drop the number, type, and hit enter. We click to drop the number, we type, we hit enter. Again, same thing, click to drop the number, type, and hit enter. If you notice, these two do not have dimensions, but they have turned to the black line color because they are fully dimensioned, they're fully constrained. There's no other measurement that we can add here. This is done. Okay, we're gonna hit finish. We're gonna extrude. This should be to 60 millimeters. Okay, so we type 60, we hit enter. All right, our second sketch. We're gonna hit a sketch. We're gonna click on this flat surface right here. So it's the top surface, but it's that shorter piece of the L shape. We're gonna have two different circles in this one. So we're gonna have a 20 millimeter circle in the center, directly centered on your shape. And we're gonna have a 5 millimeter circle 20 away from the center. Okay, so what we can do is we can find the center by dragging our cursor, finding that little arrow or that triangle, and it'll put these dots so we don't have to recreate those dimensions. It was 20. If we want to, you could dimension this so that it stays. If you notice, this is already 30 and 30 vertically. Remember, you click on the dot in the center and you can click on the dot or a side and it will allow you to dimension that way. If we need our second circle, we want it to be horizontally in line with our shape here. We're going to click, and this is a 5 millimeter circle, but our dimension, we do need to say from the middle of one to the middle of the other needs to be 20. All right. Here you can do a circle pattern in the sketch, or you can do your circle pattern after the sketch. That's up to you. For this one, I'm going to do the circle pattern after the sketch to show you that. Both ways will wind up the same. So we're going to extrude these two shapes. We're going to cut down through all for our object. We're going to hit OK. I want to open the Create panel here, do a pattern, and do a circular pattern. It's going to be for a feature. Our object is our little holes. Our axis is going to be the larger hole. And we want 6 of these shapes. Right now we're not going to adjust anything else. So we now have 6 little holes around our larger hole here. All right, next we are going to try the mirror tool. So if we come to create, we're going to find mirror. I'm going to choose mirror. This now, the type needs to be bodies since we need to do this entire body for a mirror. Our object is the entire thing. The mirror plane is going to be this back surface here. Okay, remember, if you're not moving your view cube from up here, you can hold shift and click your scroll wheel, and it'll also allow you to rotate. Double check, make sure your operation is join, and we're going to hit OK. And now we have our two-sided little flange here. All right, then we are going to try out a rectangle pattern. For this one, we want a set of these, let's say. So we're going to come to create, we're going to come to pattern and rectangle pattern. All right, we're going to have bodies be the type. We're going to click on our shape here. We're going to choose our directions cursor. And for this one, I'm just going to choose this bottom edge. I usually tend to pick an edge like that. And we do want 3 for this quantity. We can type in a value or we can drag our cursor out. Our goal here is to have them align but not overlap. and not have any space in between them. So in this direction, if you're doing extent, it would be 120. If you're doing spacing, this would be 60. So if you notice, it does show the little picture. Extent is the whole thing, spacing is in between each one. Okay, so either way works as long as your end product is aligned correctly. Then we need our quantity for the second direction to be 2. And again, we can type in our value, or we can drag our arrow across. If you notice, these are still overlapping, so we need to keep going. That's a gap, and we keep bring it back. Okay, again, this one now has our new value, and we can hit OK. All right, and now we see all 6 of our pieces merged together. This is one component, and we've gone through circular pattern, mirror, and rectangular pattern. There are patterns that you can do on a path, but we will get to that another day.